Hello and welcome to Gunners Daily YouTube channel, where I'm covering all the latest Arsenal news and everything that is happening around the club. And today we have some interesting news. In case you missed it, Gaspar has found a new Brazilian gem, and his name is Marcos Leonardo. Who is he? What position does he play? How much will he cost? We will talk about it all. But first, before we start, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Who is Marcos Leonardo? He is a 20-year-old Brazilian striker who currently plays for Santos in Brazil. During his 4-year spell with Santos, he made 146 appearances for the club in no competitions, scoring 44 goals and providing 11 assists. It's worth mentioning that most of those goals came during the last season, where he scored 21 goals in 49 games for Santos in 2023. So that sounds a bit better, right? Look, from what I've been reading about him so far, there have been nothing but praise for the guy, and Brazilian journalists also gave him the nickname the next Neymar. Arsenal, Manchester United were both interested in signing the player, but according to the latest reports, it seems like Gaspar has successfully negotiated a deal, and the player decided to join the Gunners this winter, according to the report from The Sun. Arsenal will pay Santos £17.2 million to sign the Brazilian talent and bring him to the Emirates in January. So not a summer deal, but in January. I've already seen a lot of different reports regarding this potential deal. And basically, every single one of those sources claim that this is a done deal, that the deal has been concluded and that all the details have been agreed upon. And we are only waiting for the official confirmation by the club. But I honestly don't believe that's the case still, but who knows? At least that's what I understood from all those articles. Even Fabrizio Romano confirmed that in his interview with Caught Offside, saying, Marcos Leonardo will leave Santos in 2024 for sure. There's no doubt, and it's not even about the club's recent relegation. They already decided that months ago. There are many links. Every week Leonardo is linked with 5 or 6 clubs, but it's still at the early stages, with agents meeting clubs. And that's basically what Fabrizio Romano said. Even the player's agent, Rafaela Pimenta, said this publicly in November. Already in the previous summer transfer market, he had the possibility of being sold, but Santos' sporting situation was very particular. He agreed to stay because he wanted to help out until the end of the championship. He didn't want to leave because it wasn't the right thing to do. But the time has come to move. He wants to have a European experience, and his time will come this winter. So, no concrete mentions of Arsenal or anything, but according to some other Brazilian sources and journalists, Gaspar is leading the race to sign Leonardo this winter, and Arsenal are favorites for his signature. And honestly, if that's the truth, I wouldn't be surprised one bit. We all know that Gaspar has a lot of connections in Brazil, and that we are linked to some new Brazilian wonder kid in basically every single transfer window. But in the end, we only managed to sign Marquinhos in summer 2022 for a reported fee around £2-3 million, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. But anyway, Marquinhos is still an Arsenal player. He's currently on loan at Nantes in Ligue 1. Last season he was on loan at Norwich. And I remember reading some articles about his time at Norwich and that their fans weren't really happy with his contribution and they couldn't wait for his loan to end. So, I don't know. I don't want to bash him because he's still an Arsenal player and I haven't really watched him since he went out on loan. Honestly, the only thing I remember from Marquinhos in Arsenal shirt was that goal in the Europa League last season, Europa League group stages, away to Zurich. I think it was the first goal of the game. I vividly remember that game. But basically that's the only memory I have of Marquinhos at Arsenal. Is he going to come back to Arsenal next season? Is he going to be sold? I don't know, but there's a big possibility right now that he will end up as a flop signing. But hey, he costed only, £3 million, so no big damage here. Alright, how did we end up talking about Marquinhos? Back to the topic, back to the latest news. Marcos Leonardo to Arsenal, right? I don't know what to think about this deal if it comes true. I mean, great, but for £70 million, it's not a small amount. I don't think we are going to pay that kind of money only to send him on loan. After loan, after loan, after loan. If we spend that type of money on a player, I expect us to use and include that player in our squad immediately. I mean, this is a big story. This is a really big story if it's true. Because this could potentially mean that we are not interested in signing some other major striker for a big fee in January. You know, Dusan Vlahovic, Ivan Toney, etc. That type of player. And let's be realistic, Arsenal is not really known for splashing money and loading 4 or 5 players in the same position. So if we sign Marcos Leonardo this winter, and Edu Gaspar still decides to bring in another top striker, let's say Ivan Toney, we would have, 4 strikers in our squad. Gabriel Jesus, Ivan Toney, Eddie Nketiah, and Marcos Leonardo. Of course, having depth is important, but this seems a bit much, because in reality, Marcos Leonardo would be crushed to the bench till the end of the season unless some major injuries happen to us, God forbid. So you get my point. I don't see the logic behind this. £17 million is not a small amount to pay for someone to only use him as a 4th option. No offense to this Brazilian kid, but I don't think he's what we really need right now. We already talked about this. What we need right now, if we want to be competitive right now, is another striker alongside Gabriel Jesus, who is more of a classical 9, a player who can create chances on his own, who can take a shot from some impossible angle, who can be a strong physical presence in the opponent's box, a player who can kick his way to the goal, if you get what I'm saying. Gabriel Jesus is a great player. I absolutely love Jesus. I've said it numerous times. If he's healthy, I would consider him to be a perfect striker for this squad and this system under mikel Arteta. But the thing is, he's almost never healthy, is he? We are only in mid-December right now, and Gabriel Jesus has already missed 11 of our games through injury. 11. He's been out for 51 days in total so far in the 2023-24 season. And we are only in December. Let's say, judging on past experiences with him and his injury record, he gets injured one more time this season. And let's say it's the same type of injury or similar type of injury that he had earlier this season. And once again, he misses 11 games for us. That means that out of, 50, 60 maximum games we would play this season, our main striker would on average be out for 1/3 of the season. Of course, this is all hypothetically, and who knows what will happen till the end of the season, but looking back at his last season's injury record, it's not looking good. Last season, Gabriel Jesus was out injured for more than 3 months. Or to be more precise, he was out injured for 99 days. So why am I saying this? We simply can't afford to get into the second half of the season with Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah as our only strikers. Because if Jesus gets injured, no offense to Eddie, I love Eddie, but no offense to Eddie, I don't want to see us going to the Bernabeu with Eddie Nketiah as our only attacking option. That will remind me of those dark days when Arsene Wenger refused to buy a striker and we went to Allianz Arena to play against Bayern Munich with Yaya Sanogo as our main striker. Yaya Sanogo. Do you remember those days? Do you want to relive those days again? Yeah, I thought so. I don't have a problem with Arsenal investing in youth and building on strong foundations in that way. And if Edu Gaspar thinks that Marcos Leonardo is the right fit for a club like Arsenal, bring him in. Absolutely. Bring him in tomorrow. No offense to the kid, but I don't want to see us crying in the summer, oh, we could have won a trophy this year if we bought a striker in January, after Gabriel Jesus gets injured in February and goes on a rehab till May. And our only options would remain Eddie Nketiah and Marcos Leonardo. You get my point, right? I've said it a million times already. This January will be a key for us if we want to continue our run for the Premier League title and Champions League. You've asked me many times, which positions do you think we should strengthen? And I told you what I think. We need a striker. Different profile of a striker than Gabi and Eddie. We need a right winger, some top quality right winger, who is ready to jump in from the start to give Bukayo Saka some breathing room, because Saka already looks to me like we are in mid-April, with how tired he gets in every game because he plays for 90 minutes. And we need another top quality midfielder to pair with Declan Rice, because Thomas Partey is obviously never returning from his injury, and even when he returns at the end of the year, he is going to AFCON. Plus, there are so many rumors flying around that he wants to leave the club this January, that I would be shocked if Mikel Arteta still counts on Partey to be our main midfielder alongside Declan Rice for the rest of the season. And of course, his injury record has been absolutely terrible since he came here, especially this season. So Arsenal, please, bring in another quality midfielder who is ready to jump alongside Declan Rice. Because I'm tired of seeing Kai Havertz filling that role. And I don't think Jorginho and Mohamed Elneny are good enough to be in our starting 11. No offense to them, I still think they are useful players to have on the bench, especially Jorginho, but let's be honest. So yeah, 3 positions, 3 players. Striker, right winger, and midfielder. Edu Gaspar, get to work. Winter is coming. And that is all for today's video. So Gunners, tell me, what are your thoughts on this potential Marcos Leonardo deal? Do you think we should sign him in January? Write down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.